That's why they never surrender, because they know what's going to happen to them.
Exactly.
And exactly what are you intending? That you would make some sort of arrangement that would not possibly be backed by any member of the Imperium? Will the Senate agree with the
That all depends on the
dictates?
terms that are met.
Do you honestly believe that?
I would like to think so, yes.
You're wrong.
Yes, she might be wrong, but she likes to believe in the best.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my heavens.
What's his name?
How are you still alive?
What, you're wrong.
Is someone saying something? 'Cause I don't hear anything.
John, you talking?
Hello? There we go.
There you are.
Yep.
Okay. Silence right then.
Then again, I could not expect someone with the emotional range of a teaspoon to understand such sensitive matters.
Ooh, I like it!
You've been bred for killing, that is all you know and understand. You probably do not even know what the word compassion even means anymore. Now, I'm not saying the Imperium
I
are
know
even
what the
going
word
to...
duty means.
As do I.
Are you very sure?
Certainly.
I oppose. Though I suppose it's not. It's more for the interrogator and the inquisitor to say.
Yeah, out of character if I interject for a moment, because I'm really interested in what the others will say, but as a DM that I know something about lore, the biggest fucking problem with Imperium is that...
They're so rigid in everything.
The reason they have so many enemies because they think their entire fucking universe is theirs for taking, and if they have to, God forbid, parlay with somebody, it only means that they are too fucking weak to crush them.
Yeah, it's literally our religion that nothing else can live in the Milky Way but humans.
Yeah, and to be
They
fair,
are humans, which
are
is, you know,
humans.
exactly.
They're in rebellion. And if there's, as far as out of character, as far as Cadus is concerned, if there's even the hint of chaos taint, they're damned.
There isn't.
There was a chaos cell in their government. No.
To be perfectly
They're
fair,
damned.
there
As far as she's concerned, the moment that legate...
Then
that
same
his
with
entire
Inquisition. You could say as soon as one rogue Inquisitor comes up, then the whole Inquisition's corrupt. That's a very narrow viewpoint.
That's a good point,
That's
actually.
a very Puritan viewpoint. And yes, she sees there's a lot of people in the Inquisition that if she could get the authority to go after them, she would.
Mariana waves a hand.
It's totally a religious fanatic viewpoint, you know, like you ignore everything wrong with your religion.
Religious fanatic versus someone who's not a fanatic, but still is loyal.
I haven't said it. Like, what's his name? Ignatius isn't a fanatic, but he is loyal, and at the same time, yeah, these people are fucked. They knew the rules, and they decided to break the rules. Their purposes for breaking the rules.
The reason why they haven't surrendered is because they know they're going to be killed. If they're not killed, then that's going to give a lot of leeway, even if they're made
to break away in the first place.
It's also a matter of pour décourager les autres. Like if a rebel group is allowed to come to terms, that will encourage every other section of the Imperium, and there's a lot of them that are unhappy with their situation.
And yet
showing that there is some modicum of compassion would go to prove that they are not being ruled by tyrants and dictators.
but they are being ruled by tyrants and dictators unabashedly.
Are we in character or out of character right now?
I think it's a bit of both
Who even
still.
knows?
It's a bit of
I
both
think
now.
it's a bit of both.
It's like
We're
It's
going
not
down
a
the
fun
rabbit
place
hole.
to live. Who knows
Don't know
anymore? Who am
anymore.
I? Where's my son? What's my name?
What is this? Hold up. So, what was the last thing said in character? Because as long as we're arguing, we might as well do it
Mariana
in
was saying
character.
that. Mariana basically said that she
I feel like all of this has somewhat been
something
in character.
the teaspoon comment.
We fold it in and say that it was all character.
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Well, I guess at this point, Xanthus would like to pipe in.
The governor is ruled by divine right.
As a counterpoint, maybe allowing peace terms would, I don't know, not encourage, but actually, sure, why not? Let's use the word encourage other worlds to rebel. Even if that worst case scenario were true, it is also true that there are many, many worlds currently in rebellion who would see this as an opportunity to rejoin the Imperium without their entire populations being purged.
Precisely.
We would more than likely gain more allies than we would enemies through peace, not to mention the fact that currently our war with the dominant is costing millions of lives. Not
both
just
sides.
theirs.
It's like that's
That is the purpose of the god.
Yes, but those are millions upon millions, even into the
Oh, you
billions
bitch.
that could be spent
We'll make
elsewhere
more.
and more important battlefields. We have other enemies to fight other than our own kind.
What's the saying?
Corruption must be
Demons.
purged, root and branch.
I
Lives
do
are,
not even. Sorry, go on.
lives are emperor's currency, spend them well.
And we are
They're not
currently
being
not
spent
spending
well.
them well.
We should be fighting fucking real threats, not
Well, if
each other.
These are a real
if
threat.
this kind of
They
thing
are,
isn't
though.
stamped, if this kind of thing isn't stamped down, then every other unhappy Imperial Guard regiment is going to do the exact same thing.
You must
Which
consider
They need to be. The guilty
exactly
parties
what-
need to be punished.
They need to be punished. That punishment doesn't necessarily mean death.
If they
And
Yeah,
as
kind of
Xanthus
Nothing
just
else
said,
is certain.
Xanthus
maybe not
just
immediately, but
as
yeah,
Xanthus
death.
just said. Oh, this is going out of character. Oh wait,
I'm
you
saying
in
that
character, Demko?
I'm
Or...
saying that
Okay.
I think that was
Mariana
kind of
would
in
say-
and out.
As the interrogator just mentioned, it would likely show the other rebelling factions a new light, and then they would be more than willing to surrender in most cases. They know they're going to end up being slaughtered at some point.
But it would also say that they'd get something out of rebellion in the first place.
Yes, you must
Throw a
consider
tan- throw a
that death
tantrum
brings fear, and fear is something that stops further rebellions, saving more lives in the future.
Is it, though, Inquisitor? If that were true, then why are there still rebellions across the entirety of the Imperium? New
Also
regiments-
every day.
We haven't killed
Because
enough
humans
people.
are
Exactly.
sinful. Only in the service of the Emperor can that be purged.
That is only if everyone goes through necessary grooming to see things in your way.
The ecclesiarchy would agree with me.
I seem to
Blackout.
recall in the history that the ecclesiarchy itself was once filled with sin. Isn't that why they aren't allowed
Yeah,
to
and they
carry
killed-
men at arms?
And they
Sororitas?
killed all the guilty parties.
And
The
they were
point still
purged.
exists.
And the
Yeah.
Imperium was made more was made
And
better.
there still are guilty parties. And there still are guilty parties. Fanatical cults
And
within
they're
the
taking-
And they will
ecclesiarchy.
also be killed, and that is why
They're
we
taken care
exist
of
to
when they
cut them
come
out.
The rules are rules. It
It
doesn't
is-
matter. It doesn't matter how hungry you steal a sandwich. And if
Hungry.
you're caught stealing a sandwich, you need to be punished.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
Then
And the point is
how would you
moot.
punish
How-
them?
You
Would you
are
punish them
certainly
with
not
death?
about to dictate an
Maybe
imperial
not
policy.
immediately, but put them into a penal battalion. And if they don't surrender, then yeah, let them burn.
Or bleed.
Hmm.
The point is moot, however.
In
The
fairness,
Adeptus
I
Terra
do
will
not.
not agree with you.
Not everyone, but there might be some that will. Either
Not
way,
enough to make a
They should
difference.
stop standing so close to the
My-
people.
actually, think about it this way: what if they might not even know that they are corrupt?
Is ignorance an excuse?
Example. We tell them, we give them
Certainly
proof.
not.
We tell them, we give them proof. They root out themselves. That'll shine in their favor to prove they are still loyal.
And in this, we reveal our presence. If he has not infiltrated the government, then what's his name? This rogue trader. I can't remember his name from life with me. It begins with
Either
K.
Maximilian or Krieger.
Krieger.
Okay, so we're talking about Krieger.
Krieger will certainly have some sort of method of gathering information. He'd be a fool if he didn't.
Krieger has been.
We
on
are
the
here
run.
for him. We're not here for the Severan Dominant. That is the Guard and the Adeptus Terra's concern. The Lord
And my point
Sector
is
and the
it would
Imperial
make-
Senate is not going to change policy on the word of an acolyte.
We are not acolytes anymore.
We're not much
Or
better
an
as far as they're concerned.
You will get it right. We are not acolytes.
Or an agent.
I'm a doctor, not a
Even an
professor. I
agent of
didn't
Rome.
spend 5 years getting that fucking title.
Exactly. Do you have any idea how many people I've killed to get my title? I deserve to be called such. But what were you saying, John?
Oh Christ.
I believe it was something along the lines of, what was it? Gabriel said we're here for Krieger, not the dominant.
Oh yes. And what's to say that we cannot prove that there is corruption within their ranks will eventually lead to Krieger? It will killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It'll make our life a lot easier, and it will go to prove, as I have mentioned, that they are no longer that. Oh
If they are
crap! Why
not
is my screen
corrupt,
off? That they are
which
not
they
corrupt.
they are already in rebellion. That is corruption enough. If you are wrong, you risk our lives and the entirety of the mission.
From Katie's point, sure, but
Far more dramatically.
as far as book states, like heresy and corruption is not the same thing. Corruption is usually associated with demons and ruinous powers, not with
Yeah,
the fact
but
that
she
we
uses
rebel.
it interchangeably.
Yeah. I think as well.
There isn't a distinction in her mind. There's only just varying degrees of,
That is the only.
magnitude.
Yeah, and this is what Morana was saying. That is your problem. You only see things in black or white. There is no grey. There is no in between. Your opinions are far too stiff.
Why should we suffer the unclean?
The unclean.
Those touched by the powers of chaos, by Xenos, by sedition.
And at this point, half of the Inquisition has also been touched by such powers as well.
We didn't fall to
And
them.
she'll just
We aren't ruled
sort
by
of
them.
glance meaningfully.
Rather, we aren't being ruled by them.
How do you know?
Because we're not.
Because we're not.
In that exact with that exact inflection.
Because we're not? I love this guy.
like he's not quite sure what the fuck you mean by it. Like we're not.
Is he referring to the entirety of the Inquisition or just us, Dimko?
Us, we.
Everything a
Okay.
step at a time.
I was very confused. I was about to be like, Primaris, you know good and damn well that there are many,
No, he's talking
many
about us.
heretic inquisitors.
This group.
Okay.
Kay disagrees. There are a lot of
conversation.
heretic inquisitors, and she'd like to do things about them, but everything in its own turn.
I wonder.
Either way, I still
Is
think
there?
facing this with a more diplomatic approach would be more beneficial.
I disagree, Inquisitor.
Before you two continue, there is perhaps a way for us to handle this with diplomacy and yet to be subtle at the same time. We don't necessarily need to reveal ourselves. Shall I continue, or is this the point where I should just stop?
By all means, continue.
At least you are able to see between the lines.
Yes, I tend to prize myself for
I find your
not
lack of faith
going white or
disturbing.
black. And I find the fact that you're almost robotic in your killing methods to be disturbing. Now be quiet. Now, where was I?
As you say, interrogator.
All that we need is permission to get this man, and then we can be off of this world. Correct? We do not need to be inquisitorial agents to get this done. In fact, all we would need is to be any role that we choose, in all honesty. All we need is to get him and then leave. Talk to the governor and attain this missive without, or not missive, we attain this permission without revealing ourselves. We are by, damn. What was it I was saying? Yes, thank you. Writ. That's the word I was looking for. Kind of mind blanking now that I'm talking about it. There are plenty. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to help me out here, John, because my mind just blanked. There are plenty of personalities within the Imperium who could be upon this task without them necessarily being Inquisition. I'm sure that you can think of at least a few. Imperial Guard officers, perhaps. Or something a little less
Why
aggressive.
doesn't our
Guys, as a DM, I need to give you small information. The Severan Dominate is not in the fight with Inquisition. It's kinda in a fight with Imperium as a whole.
So it doesn't matter if we reveal ourselves because they're not gonna be like, okay, you're
Although,
gonna
I
kill
mean,
you.
If you pointed yourselves as mercenaries, bounty hunters,
Yes,
those are
that's
the
what
options.
it was. Thank you, GM. I was trying to recall, damn, I had a thought, but it disappeared. That's what the thought was. We could disguise ourselves as mercenaries, perhaps. They have no reason to distrust us. They have no reason to keep us off their world. All we want is the one man who shouldn't even be on this world. And if we can, by some means, reveal his ties to chaos, engage the reaction of the governor, then we'll be able to tell whether the man himself has fallen to chaos as well. Simple. All that we need is a tiny bit of deception, and I think I can handle that without so much trouble.
Then what did you have in mind?
Simple. Mercenary captain. We ask for permission to attain our prey that has landed on this world without the permission of the governor anyway.
Is Maximilian in the room, sorry? Or not?
Not yet.
Do we know
Really?
how renowned he is within Imperium space? Whether his name holds any power?
Common knowledge is, as far as I'm aware, the Vermilion family is not that well known, although their variant of trade was written down and handed to Max Vermilion family by High Lords of Terra. Although,
So essentially, we could literally have him do the writ. That would give us more sway than just a mercenary captain.
And I think, as the book
We are
of
there
Rock
to hunt him
Trader
down.
states, it just varies from case to case. Like some Rock Traders, they get very much leeway. Like they can trade with like aliens, they can trade with rebels, like Severan Dominate. Some not really. For now, as far like Vermilion wasn't with you for the discussion. He only like gave you information over PA system that you arrived, and we are waiting for his contact to arrive with his ship. So you might infiltrate the place, the Omswold.
In character, yeah, that's where I was going with. Mariana would say to that, we have, as much as I distrust the man, we do have him at our disposal. I believe the name of a rogue trader would carry more sway than just a mere mercenary captain.
We are still brainstorming. If you believe that this would be more appropriate, then the plan changes.
We do not need to tell him everything or anything at all. Just that we need him to say that we are here looking for another rogue trader, and we are to bring him to justice. That is all.
And this does lessen our reliance on a man who is still suspect.
Right.
After all, I am still mildly uncomfortable at the idea of entrusting quite a bit of our mission to a man who we still believe to be quite possibly a heretic. A heretic that has knowledge of the fact that our mission is... Wait, how much knowledge does Maximilian have of our mission? Before I keep talking.
Probably a lot, considering
Yeah,
he
he
knew the
knows
old rogue
basically all of
trader,
it.
the old guy. He knows
Okay.
it all.
To be honest, he
Right.
already was at the place, and that's how he has the coordinates how to get to that place.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. From what Cadus would he say that in character, like kind of just offhandedly in a huff, or is that you speaking out of character again, Gabriel? Typing out of character.
Sorry, I was muted. Just in a bit of a huff.
Okay.
Do you mind if I use that idea then, Gabriel?
Go ahead.
Or say that?
I mean, it's sort of along the lines of what you guys were saying anyway, so I think it works.
Well, just to finish the sentence I was saying, Xanthus was saying that he doesn't like the idea of trusting this guy who already knows too much about our mission anyway, for starters. And beyond that...
He or Mariana would just say, he already knows we're after Krieger anyway.
True. Speaking of...
I do believe convening with the governor is a far safer bet than trying to smuggle ourselves on planet.
Yes, we'll be there with permission rather than risk ourselves being caught there. 5 heavily armed and armored individuals who have no business being on the world. That would be a disaster if we were seen.
That would raise some eyebrows, yes.
Especially since one of us wears power armor.
And is
That,
the Sororitas.
Was another point I wanted to bring up with us going disguised as mercenaries. I won't be able to use my power armor, as it's clearly
Why not?
Sororitas power armor.
Could you not?
But
modify it?
working with Sororitas have worked with rogue traders before. It's not unheard of. I think that was more to the whole mercenary thing beforehand.
That's
Going to
true.
Going
At
to
the
the
same
planet
time-
disguised as mercenaries.
Oh yeah, because we can just say he's rumored to be corrupt. There's a Sororitas here to prove it. There we go.
And
That gives
hunting
the-
corruptions, out of character. I think that starts leading a little too close to the Inquisition's remit. So if this was just a simple act of revenge, a rogue traitor striking out to try to get his rival, it would be better for her not to be seen as Sororitas, because that starts.
Wow.
That's too close to who we are, because Sororitas wouldn't.
That's true.
Agree to anything like that. If it's, I mean, the pettier this seems, the less suspicious it seems, but it also pulls her further away, at least from being able to reveal herself as Sororitas.
Well, the GM did bring up a point that we could bullshit that it was stolen, but that's kind of suspicious too.
Yeah, when you lie, you always want to put yourself as far away from the truth. I don't want to be like, oh, by the way, we're
Although the
also
best lies are
kind of-
when you mix truth with lies, or
Yeah,
Amen.
it's a little too close to home to be in power. If it was just regular power armor, sure. Sororitas power armor is...
Do you not have it modified somehow?
Scrape the icons off.
Oh God, no!
I'm
She
not
wouldn't
saying-
do that.
I'm not saying
It's
that in
still-
character because I know.
It's also it's not merely just the iconography; it's also the patterning of how
I
the
know.
armor is made. So
God, if she did that, she would be branded a heretic.
I know. That's why I didn't say it in character.
Although, how many people on this world would even recognize Sororitas power armor?
Sororitas are far, far, far more than you think. They're not like Space Marines. Basically, every planet has some. Every major non-feral or feudal planet has some kind of a Sororitas presence. They would
they
be
protect the ecclesiarchy.
Yeah, they're
No,
part of the
go on.
ecclesiarchy.
I had always assumed they were like Space Marines.
Nope,
Kinda
there
like-
are they're 10 times, if not 100 times as big as the Adeptus Astartes, because they're the only way that the ecclesiarchy can get around their men-at-arms rule. That's
Yep.
why it's important. They have to have a ton of them, otherwise the ecclesiarchy is weak.
The fraternist militia are just not. They're not strong enough. They're not reliable enough. It's just they can't depend on the
Yes.
volunteers.
As Anthus pointed out with the whole, like, oh yes, isn't that why the Ecclesiarchy isn't allowed to have men-at-arms, Sororitas? With that little bullshit loophole.
Well,
I love that little bit of
yeah. See what corruption did? We don't want that.
yeah.
Someone was like, "Come on, no, you knew what we fucking meant. Knock it off."
I am surprised they allowed that too.
Many loopholes.
Well, initially they didn't,
Anywho.
but it was quickly viewed that the
Damn.
ecclesiarchy pulled the strings.
Where are we at right now?
Orbiting.
Yes.
Power armor.
Well,
Oh, I meant in terms of discussion.
Power armor.
Power armor.
Yeah.
Do you have
I think-
some
I
spare
think we've
armor?
Basically come to. I have nothing other than my power armor and like my
Oh my God.
Seraphim jetpack and then double Seraphim Inferno pistols. You know,
Oh my sweet baby
Ah,
Jesus.
shoot.
There must be one of the guards your size.
I've
the
got
retinue
the
we brought.
face tattoo and everything.
Oh shit, the bed.
Well,
Yeah,
Now
I
that can be
just-
hidden, but
yeah. That's probably the easiest thing to hide.
can you just
But,
throw a massive fucking cloak over it and put on a mask or something? And say, hey, it's a mercenary pet!
Oh,
She
God.
and Moriana can switch outfits. Doesn't Moriana tend to wear her full armor, including helmet?
Mariana has Stormtrooper carapace, yes. What was your point to that?
I was gonna say, like, you could swap outfits basically, instead of putting the Lady fighting an outfit for the Lady Inquisitor. Just put Moriana in full Stormtrooper and put you in a different outfit.
what kind of equipment remains aboard this ship?
We got a legion of guards. We can just. There must be at least some guard flak we can use from.
Just
One of
turn
them.
around. You
Probably.
strip.
But yes,
Captain Kenneth, I
Inquisitor-
know we were drunk the other night, but you need to strip now.
So yeah, we did just bring 40.
Lie back and think of Kara.
40 freaking Imperial Guardsmen onto the ship. I'm sure at least one of them must be wearing Stormtrooper carapace.
Actually, it would probably
Something.
even be an honor that an Inquisitor would wear their armor.
How the fuck do you
That's a
get
story
this
to
money?
tell.
This is yeah. So I think I've come to a decision for what we're going to do. I don't think I have no sympathy for those who have shirked the shield of the Emperor, but I also have no reason to directly hinder them at this point. That's not what we were sent here for. So as such, I think our best course is to stay as far away from the higher echelons of society. I don't want interaction with the planetary governor or anybody. We want to stay as low on the ladder as we can. We're just here with a free trader to get revenge on another free trader. We're going to get our map and we're going to leave.
Lady Inquisitor has spoken. Yeah, sorry, at some point I was just cutting off, so basically PA system comes up again. Technically it should have happened way earlier, but I didn't want to cut in discussion and say that, hey, the transport arrived. So yeah, the PA system comes to life and Maximilian is, your transport has arrived, I will be waiting near, and he gives a name like Doc, and he will meet the contact. And he's just like waiting. Because as far as he is aware, nobody told him that you are not using that, or he's just like assuming you are still using that, so yeah. He gives you info that he arrived and he's waiting.
I need to be right back a sec, but yeah, just carry on regardless.
I think everybody needs a bit of a breather after that one. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
I'm about to say I need a drink.
Okay. If we're taking a quick power break, I do need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, 5-minute break.